Good afternoon. We're going to call the Wednesday, June 24th, 2020 LaPorte County Redevelopment Commission meeting to order. If everybody please stand for the pledge. Scott?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Mary Jane.
Randy Novak.
Here.
Joe Core.
Here.
Dr. Cora.
Present.
Terry Larson. Scott Cooley.
Present.
Michael Mullenhour.
Present.
Michael Rosenbaum.
Present.
Jan Riberty. Here. Mr. President, you have a quorum.
Great. Approval of today's agenda.
So move.
Second. We have a motion and a second. Is there any questions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Next item, public comment. Anybody from the public like to speak? Anybody from the public that would like to speak? Anybody from the public like to speak? Public comment is closed. Next item on the agenda is the minutes from last meeting.
Motion to approve the minutes.
Second. We have a motion and a second. Is there any questions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Treasurer's report, Mary Jane.
Treasurer's report for the month of June is Kingsbury Industrial Park TIF. Balance is $174,166.06. Balance for US 421 TIF, $303,650.17. Balance for 421 TIF restricted, $246,594.13. That's used to pay off a debt. 39 North TIF, $72,396.55. These are corrected balances because some of the 39 North TIF had the incorrect appropriation number, and that correction was made. And that's why your balances show that adjustment.
All right. What's your,
Mr. Chairman, make a motion to approve the treasurer's report.
we have a motion to approve the.
I'll second it.
A motion and a second to approve the treasurer's report. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Thank you. Next item on the agenda is claims and docket. First one, we're going to do the KIDC. First item is Thomas and Associates for May professional services in the amount of $809.25. Next one is MCR Partners June professional services in the amount of $3,000. Harold Argus May 2000 legal notice publication in the amount of $26.23. Barnes and Thornburg legal services the amount of $1,368. Friedman and Associates May legal services $925 for a total of $6,127.48.
Motion to approve.
Second. We have a motion and a second. Is there any questions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? 421, number 1 TIF. Thomas and Associates, $809.25. MC Partners, June Legal Services in the amount of $2,000. Harold Argus, May Legal Notice Publication, amount of $26.23. Friedman and Associates, Legal Services for June in the amount of $1,500, for a total of $43,35.48.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? 39 North TIF is MCR Partners for June Legal Services, June Professional Services, legally speaking, for the amount of $1,000.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Thank you. So we have a total claims of $11,462.96 that we just paid. We move on to old business, 421 I-94 TIF project update. Matt Reardon.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The
Couple things going on with 421 and 94. I think I sent out a little bit of information regarding that. The pipeline company has come to an agreement with Love's about what to do and how to do it at that project location, according to Vladimir Gans, which is good news, which means they're moving forward. Love's has an offer to purchase signed, and they're in their due diligence period through November. I expect them to continue and finalize their site plan and move forward, which leaves this commission with the question of the financing of the infrastructure. Our last engineer's estimate of probable cost was $4.3 million. So in order to help us get through $4.3 million, we've started working with the EDA on a grant, Mary Jane and I, and approaching them. So we're hopeful to get 50% of that funded. It'd be great to get 80. It'd be sad to get 0. But that effort is being put in there to get the money to do that. I know at the last meeting I talked to the commissioners about moving forward with the TIF district, and I'm waiting for the information from Love's so that Senator and company can review it. We can get a TIF number together, and then we can, make a decision about, what kind of information is available, and then the commissioners are going to have to look at, do you move forward with a TIF bond? What kind of bond? Who buys the bond? And how does that work? I mean, as from my perspective, I'm going to revisit with the developers the opportunity for them to buy their own bonds. It certainly would make things a lot easier. I'm trying to marry back up with the good people of Michigan City on the water and the sanitary side as well. And thanks to Joe, I think I'll be finalizing that and making sure that they're on board with the efforts of the county moving forward with that.
Matt, just a question, and I know you know why I'm concerned about it for sure. Can you get some kind of verification once the oil company makes this deal with Love? So any future projects and areas that same piping system runs through the county, that we're aware of what can be done maybe on, and I'll use our name, our property, which it ties up every bit of our property in LaPorte County. It's 200 and some acres.
Yes.
So if we could get some idea what that is, if that's possible.
I can work on that.
And for everybody in the county, not just for us.
We made when Tony and I met with the pipeline people, we made it pretty clear that there's more than one issue here with their pipeline. And we respect and appreciate their easement and all that fun stuff that goes along with the legalese that were thrown at us at the meeting. So the facts and circumstances are that your pipeline probably encroaches on other property and other projects that are ongoing, and you're likely in violation of federal law. And if anybody cared to move forward with that and start analyzing it, they probably could. I said, but for right now, this is the importance in front of us, is that making sure that we're able to build and construct what's been proposed next to the landfill, which happens to be the truck sales and service center and some other items, along with the Love's gas station. So, but when I go further on the north side of that pipeline easement, there's vastly different opportunities, things like commercial and medical and residential, that require the same level of due diligence by the pipeline company, mind you. So it's about proximity. So we made them aware of that, but as far as getting an answer from them, I don't know if I'd hold my breath, but I can tell you they're aware of the development opportunities. We provided them the economic development plan area for 421 and 94, so they could see the areas, what was proposed, and the zoning therein. And
evidently Love's Truck Stop will get something in writing allow them to cross that line. And that's what I'm asking. Is that something that would be available to other areas within the county?
I think we're going to understand the process. At least we'll have that done.
Right.
And Mr. Gans has been willing to share pretty much everything, so I don't know why we wouldn't do that.
Very good. Thank you.
One other quick update. There was the ongoing saga of the beautification on the northwest side. We finally got a permit from IDEM so that Ton and Blank can do their beautification at 400 and Frontage Road that they wanted to do last year. We still don't have title to the property, but I'd like to thank Representative Pressel and Senator Bohatchik for calling down the state and stirring a few pots down there to change some attitudes.
We got permission to do it, but we don't have ownership.
We don't have ownership, but under the INDOT's rules, they allow for beautification on their right-of-ways by others. And that was what the application was for. So
they're still going to use that corner for parking
No,
stuff
that's
right
good.
behind there? That whole corner's?
Nope. That's, that'll be the area submitted, that was the plan submitted for
Okay.
beautification. So that won't happen anymore.
So technically, without owning it, we get to
Put
somewhat
some,
use it.
they
Right, good.
get to put some, they get to put
Oh,
some
you can
improvements
talk about
in.
it.
Yeah,
Right.
so.
It'll be beautified, there'll be a sign
Yeah.
put up,
Right.
and it'll look really good. And the other thing I suggested to Matt, for all of us here, maybe we ought to be talking about the other three corners that are left, because they got the same problem in the other three corners
Right.
for the county. For
And
the
just-
redevelopment commission or economic development.
Just so everybody knows, that's on the southeast corner of 400, southwest corner of 400
And
and
421.
Correct.
Right, where you see the.
Correct. Right there where.
The
yeah,
random fireworks guy parked his truck there.
Right.
A trailer,
Birdhouse person.
sure.
All right. Sounds great.
That's all I have on that.
In that same token, since we're talking about that one, even though it's under old business, do we have the authority, or can we send a letter to the people that own the Bob Evans and tell them they need to come in there and like cut the brush down and stuff? It doesn't make sense that we spent this time to get, so we can beautify the corner, and then you go in
Yeah.
one business and it looks like
Yeah.
it's a abandoned, which it is, but I mean, they bought it, so,
Sounds like a job for code enforcement. We'll request that they do that.
okay.
Go over there. And while they're at it, go to the hotel behind it and the whole area.
Right, good job.
Understood.
Good job. All right, we'll talk more about that one. All right,
Okay.
next item, KIP update.
We had some progress with the operators in Kingsbury Industrial Park. The information was shared with the members. There's a renewed interest by two of the parties and three of the parties in the park. I'm expecting to have a development agreement from them to do the interior, finish the interior rail improvements to the access points, both CN and CSX. And as the commissioners will recall, we were awarded a grant from IEDC, a reimbursable grant, to do that. In this instance, the private sector entities are going to be the ones that are doing the project and requesting reimbursement through the county and then through the IEDC. So I'm waiting to get that development agreement. I've made it known that to not start their activity until this body, the rail committee, and the other rail subcommittee has had a chance to look at this and understand what they're doing. In no way are we going to start funding activity that has nothing to do with the connection of the rail. And so we're moving forward. I think Nelson's on the call, speaking of KIP.
You got one
and-
person waiting there.
You want to let him
Okay.
in? Oh,
Nelson?
Bergerson's on there. Nelson on there?
Yes.
Anyway, so while we're talking about the Kingsbury and the rail, Michael can update the commissioners where we're at with the condemnation proceedings and what's going on with that.
All right. Michael?
Sure, able to hear me?
Yes,
Yep.
yes, we can.
Hey, everybody, good to see you. So, last week, we filed the condemnation complaint in circuit court before Judge Alvisos. Before doing so, we made every effort to reach agreement with the property owners. And so, essentially, as you know, the project would seek 1 acre on East Hunt Road to connect the Kingsbury Industrial Park by rail to the CN line. At this point in the litigation, we're working on serving the defendants in the case. Several parties have a potential interest in the parcels, in addition to the property owners. Some easements that came up in the title search. And once we get parties served, each of them will have 30 days to respond or object. And from there, the court will essentially rule on those objections and push the process forward based on the ruling that they have. So there's a detailed kind of step-by-step process that'll go from there. We'll wait for now until we get the answer to our complaint and keep the commission informed.
Sounds good.
Very good. So,
Thank you.
what's an anticipated time? Couple months, 2-3 months or something, or?
The the parties have 30 days to respond, and depending on how that response looks, there'll likely be some briefing if there's a legal objection to the complaint. And it kind of depends on how quickly the court is able to move on those initial motions. So once we get past that first stage, the court appoints three county residents to appraise the properties. So it goes through an appraisal. They come up with a value that they think is the right value for the 1 acre parcel. And then we can negotiate again with the property owners to see if we can come to an agreement. That could take several months. It's hard to say kind of before we understand how the response will look from your side.
Great.
Very happy we started the process. That's a good thing.
Thank you. Anybody have any other questions regarding that? For the KIP? Next item is the 39 North update.
Much like 421 and 94, we're progressing with the grant application to extend the water and water tower at 39 North, and compiling that information and submitting it to see if we could get a 50-50 grant for that project. And there's also a pending project from 39 North, according to Mr. Arnold, that has to do with the senior living facility. It's my understanding that he's done pressure testing on the hydrants. He's also indicated to me that he was going to submit the project for consideration to the state. I'm not sure which medical entity it would be that would approve such a facility down there, and have that information and bring it back to the group. Not technically involving the redevelopment commission. He had requested a consideration for property tax abatement, which would be the council. But where this body is involved is our participation with the extension of the utilities and figuring out how to participate in that financially. So I assured him of a couple of things. One, that this group had no interest whatsoever in supporting a facility that can be identified, real or perceived, not having the adequate amount of fire protection for construction of anything. And secondarily, that we're here to help him to be successful with the project, and are hopeful that we could do the water tower extension, and that includes working with 39 North, which of course he's also on the board.
So the redevelopments, economic development is applying for the grant, or is this
Yes,
39 North Conservatory applying for the grant?
we all are. It's a joint application.
So who's going to own the
The
extension?
improvements, to be determined.
Right.
Hasn't been sorted
Great
yet.
question.
Well, I mean, my thing is if 39 North wanted to apply for the grants, then they can own it. I mean, they own what's out there now, it's my
Correct.
understanding. So, but if we're going to be involved, we're going to be involved, so.
Yeah, I think we're quarterbacking the opportunity between the county and 39 North and the city.
Well, I still don't understand, and we've had many conversations about this, why LaPorte City seemed to be very interested in working with them out there and extending that water line and putting a tower up, but for some reason they do not want to engage the city. So they'd rather forego it, and it may be so that they maintain ownership of it or whatever, but that causes me to have more discomfort when, because it makes sense if the water's coming from the city that you maintain it that way. So anyway, so but he'd still need to come back to this board to construct this facility, or no?
Doesn't need authority from or anything from us. I mean, I assume he needs a site plan, so it has to go through building. I believe the site's zoned for it, so he could do that out there. I believe because it's senior housing, it's going to require a variance no matter what. I think that's what your ordinance reads, and I don't know if Mitch is still on or not, but he could verify it. But I think he needs an variance, so he's still going to have to go through the plan commission. So they're going to ask all those questions about setbacks and fire suppression and ambulance services and all those good things. They're going to want to see all the certifications and so on. And then he said, as I said, he was requesting a consideration for property tax abatement, which would be council.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Next item, do we need to do the Lifeline grant, or since we did that? Your next item on the agenda is update the county proposed Lifeline grant. Do we need to do that? You want to give a brief?
Thank you, Mr.
I'm gonna
Chairman.
emphasize that.
It's my pleasure this evening, well, it's not this evening yet, but yeah, I very much appreciate the time that's been invested by the Redevelopment Commission membership. Every minute that you spend contributing your time to these efforts benefit the small business community and all of the entrepreneurs that take that financial risk, and then those people that they employ as well. But it's my pleasure to report that 99% of the applicants were approved just moments ago at the earlier meeting. They will then proceed forward to the next step, which is submittal to the State Office of Community and Rural Affairs, and then final approval, which then Matt used the term "get the money on the street," and that really that can't be emphasized enough. And that's to assist those entrepreneurs at staying alive, keeping job opportunities in that small business arena, and keeping them viable and financially healthy. Well, the attempt to keep them financially healthy. So we're very pleased, and we are aggressively going to pursue that second round of funding because the demand by far exceeds the availability of funds at this point.
Right, and just for clarification, the Redevelopment Commission body serves as the committee that approves that. It's not the Redevelopment Commission, but the membership here serves as the approving body, local authority on the grant fund. So that's just so in case anybody's listening out there.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you.
Is there any new business? Anybody have any new business? Other business?
Motion to adjourn.
We have a motion to adjourn. Is there a second? Second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Thank you.